What's up guys, CJ here, and welcome back to another all-new Star Wars video, this time diving back into those major rumors about Rian Johnson's new trilogy, dissecting a major connection between that trilogy and episodes 7, 8, and 9. In our first video, we broke down what the trilogy would follow in pretty broad strokes. Set thousands of years before the original trilogy and taking place entirely in the unknown regions, this reported leak says that the movies would follow a war between the Chiss Ascendancy and the Yuuzhan Vong. Then in our last video, we talked about the major changes in store for both the Vong and the Chiss as they return from being exiled into the Legends canon. At first, it seemed like the new trilogy might have just been a boon to fans that didn't like the sequel trilogy. I mean, no matter how you felt about Rian Johnson after The Last Jedi, this new trilogy would resurrect two fan-favorite EU races and be completely disconnected from episodes 7, 8, and 9. And if you were a fan of The Last Jedi and are worried this new trilogy might be a little too disconnected, believe it or not, there actually is a connection to the sequel trilogy, and a pretty big one to boot: Supreme Leader Snoke. One of the major complaints out of The Last Jedi in the first place was that Snoke's backstory was left unexplored after his death, and while that won't happen in this new trilogy and will likely take place off the big screen in books or something, that doesn't mean there isn't still a connection there. Reportedly, Snoke is actually an ancient Sith, as many theorized, something that was never confirmed by The Last Jedi, as of course he died before we could learn more about him. Before you get too excited, no, Snoke won't physically be in these new movies, and he actually won't even be directly referenced in them. They mean what they said about not using any established characters, but instead these new films will provide the answer to how an ancient Sith like Snoke stayed alive all those years. And the answer lies with the Yuuzhan Vong. According to this leak, as discussed last video, the Vong's force immunity has been scrapped and replaced with a powerful connection to the dark side and the ability to regenerate, which is an interesting mix with their organic technology. Somehow, Snoke discovered and gained the same regenerative ability the Yuuzhan Vong have, effectively allowing him to live forever, and falling almost perfectly in line with reports from previous other YouTubers like Mike Zero and even more. This has reportedly always been Snoke's origin story, but obviously they ultimately held off on exploring it in the sequel trilogy, likely to fit the story better in The Last Jedi. But this new trilogy will explore that concept more in depth, even though it doesn't directly address his origins. Additionally, this is expected to be the same ability that Darth Plagueis used to save people from death, another connection back to the main saga of movies, and in a roundabout way a big connection between Snoke and Plagueis, as many expected, even though they aren't quite the same person. Ultimately, we don't know when we're going to be seeing Snoke's origins fully explored. My best bet is that it's probably going to be a book or something like that down the road, where they're going to fully flesh out his backstory and whatnot. I mean, when you think about it, we didn't know anything about Emperor Palpatine when he died in Return of the Jedi, and it wasn't until much later that we got his backstory, so my guess is that's going to be the same approach they take with Snoke. Let me know what you think about how this all connects back to the Supreme Leader and what you'd like to see explored with that character, but that's going to do it for me here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider turning on your notifications to be alerted every time we upload a new video. For even more content, check out our website at hybridnetworkyt.com, and if you love HN and want to take your support to the next level, consider donating to us on Patreon as we strive to bring you the best content possible. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.